Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're talking through 20 through to 11 for the top 2,121 board games of all time that I've reviewed as of 2023, back at the beginning of the year. As per this list, now it's around 2,500 now, but like I said, I still haven't got around to finishing the list due to, like I said, reviewing so many other games since. So Unlock Secret Adventures Tombstone Express in particular is my favourite unlock so far. 9 out of 10. It's a Western themed game, just add a shot. You've got Western Legends, all the expansions. I've very much enjoyed this particular unlock involving playing poker and stuff, like in Western Legends. Check out my video for Western Legends. Again, there's at least 6 or so videos, plus the dice distancing videos as well. So check out the playlist for that too. And it's a cooperative game, so check out my cooperative playlist whereby you're looking to solve a puzzle. So check out my puzzle saving playlist as well, puzzle solving. Up next, we have another cooperative game, but it's a team game, and it's a game whereby you are looking to pass information to your teammate, but your other team will hear about it first. Now, I played someone else's copy, and I got myself a copy when I just wanted to bring and buy, and this was on Kickstarter as well, and this designer, Seth Van Orden, was actually mentioned recently. There's a new robot game that's just come out by him. But the aim of the game, like I said, is your opponent is going to overhear what you're talking about, and very much like the game Phantom Inc., which is also just out of shots, which you can also check the video for, as well as this video, and the dice distancing video for this video as well. Ultimately, you're trying to get a shared word correct by your team first. So if the word was grass, you could say the word green, and your teammate has a secret word as well as your opponent's teammate, which might be, I don't know, like cows, because of course they eat grass. And then your teammate's thinking, okay, cows, green, okay, maybe they'll automatically get it, or maybe they think pus or something, I don't know. But the point is that could be a very good clue. I remember using this one before as well. It could be lawnmower, it could be something else, it could be, mowing. Anyway, that is number 19. It could be hay, you never know. Anyway, up next we have 18. This is a new edition. I've actually played 4 editions at least of this game, so check out all the videos on the channel. This is Wizard. I've got at least 4 editions myself. It's by Amigo. Check out my Amigo playlist as well. This is a trick-taking game for 3 to 6 players. Ultimately, you're playing a number of rounds depending on the number of players, and you're trying to predict how many tricks you're trying to win. And ultimately, the highest score at the end of the game wins. There's 5 different tricks, and I think this is the 3rd most watched video on the channel, or it's definitely in the top 5, because a French football team were playing this, and people discovered my video through that. Like I said, my highest rated trick-taking games, I think it is actually in fact my number 1. This is Wizard by Ken Fisher, 1996. He's a Canadian designer. This is the Jubilee edition. It's the best edition so far, and I don't know if my video, but this one has got the highest most reviews or views, but this is what I recommend to check out. Okay, up next, well, we've just talked a game which is very similar to it, and that is Codenames. Codenames is very much like Crosstalk, another team-based game whereby you're trying to give clues to your teammate, and this time round, obviously, it's your opponent's trying to think, okay, possibly it's nothing like that word for our clue. It might vary though. So that is Codenames. Lots of stuff to talk about. You're probably very familiar with it. Sold millions of copies. Check out my Check Games edition playlist as well. Also check out my video for this as well, plus the expansions and also promos and stuff like that too. So that's Codenames, one of my most played games. Up next we have got Azul. So Azul, this is a Spiel.digital winning game, so check out my Spiel.digital winning playlist. Check out my Michael Kiesling playlist. This is the 1st edition of the game. This is by Plan B, not by Next Move. This has got the original small cardboard first player marker, not the newer edition. Also one of my most watched videos, about 13,000 views at time of recording. Came out 2017. I predicted it would game in the year, and it did. It's a lovely abstract strategy game where you're trying to get the most points by filling up your mosaic, your wall of tiles, and getting the most points, like I said. And sometimes hate drafting your opponents so you can get there first. Next up, we have a roll and writes game. This is Dizzle. This is by Schmidt Spiel and by Stronghold Games. This is the Stronghold Games edition. This is by Ralph DeLinda, who some games I've really liked, some games I haven't. And you're trying to fill in a grid, and sometimes like with volcanoes, there's 4 different grids you can go through, different patterns through 4 different boards. But I've also now got the expansion which plays 5 to 8 levels as well. And as you complete things off, trying to be the first, you're racing to complete stuff off. Highly enjoy this game. Doesn't get enough attention. 1 to 4 players, 20 minutes, ages 8+. That is Dizzle. Next up, we have got a game which actually had it twice for 2 different versions, but I've swapped it out for Fields of Arle, or Fields of Arle, because in German it's called Arle Erde. check out the description on YouTube where you can find my links through to Instagram, whereby my picture is there with over in Arla, right outside this church, in fact. So very much enjoy this game. Played it 69 times, I think, at time of recording, according to official logs. And this is my on the fourth highest most plays for anyone else, I think, for this game, for those log plays. And yeah, this is a game by Z-Man and Foil and Spiel, who's co-owned by Uwe Rosenberg. Check my playlist for that as well, because I've played over 35 of his games. Highly enjoyable two-player game, but again, I've played a lot solo. I've made four unofficial solo challenges, which are apparently being incorporated into a new edition. Very much enjoy this game, whereby it's a worker placement game, trying to get the most points by breeding cattle, breeding other various animals, and looking to grow your fields, harvest the fields, grow some, flax, make the flax into jumpers or into cloth, and the cloth into jumpers, that kind of stuff. So that's how that works. That's Fields of Arle, or Fields of Arla. So next up, the game that kind of was going to put in a Hansa Teutonica and Hansa Teutonica big box. I have all the expansions, and I did used to own the big box, but I put everything into the same box which fits in anyway, which is actually smaller now, and I've laminated the sheets that are unique to the big box. So this is Hansa Teutonica. Check my various videos, my comparison videos. I still prefer this original artwork where there's an Easter egg of the game behind. And yes, highly enjoyable game. Highly recommend this one. I would love to play it some more, especially as a higher player count, at least as a 3. That is Hansa Teutonica. Now, more games by Andreas Seefarth we've talked about already, but they're just out of shots behind me. In fact, just where I'm leaning, I think it's just down there. So that's Hansa Teutonica in at 13. Up next is The Crew Mission Deep Sea. This is the follow-up to The Crew. There's a third one as well on its way. So the original Crew, you might recall, I did a post on Facebook, so join the discussion over there about it being called Die Crew, because it first came out in Germany. Highly enjoyable game. It's a cooperative game with limited communication. It's a trick-taking game, but you're working together to try and achieve a mission. And next up, we have got, in the number 11, we've got a deck building game. So very little mechanisms kicking in this top 10. And we have, or to this 10 section, this is Aeon's End. This is another cooperative game though, and this is Outcast. This is AE5, this is the 5th in the Aeon's End universe. And yes, I've played quite a number of these, at least 3. Highly enjoyable. I've got another thing called Astronauts, which is a whole other separate thing. And just looking through the list, we actually have a total of 3 cooperative games and 2 team building games. So half this list is made up of cooperative games. Very interesting. So this is quite hard. People find this is one of the hardest ones. Although actually I think War Eternal is even harder. So yes, not the hardest one after all that. Indie Boards and Cards, check out my playlist for them too. Same company now as Stronghold Games. There we are. Any questions, let me know as always via the comments at best on YouTube, because this does get shared. So please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If I'm speaking too fast, you can always slow it down. Obviously, check out the podcast where I talk about it as well. Head through to Linktree, case competitions that are time sensitive as well, and support via Patreon. For now, back to the table.